Alright, everybody, I want to talk about the next step about the roof. As it's an old roof, it's been painted, or not so much painted, they put they don't put it all the way through, they've been painted, they look like concrete. These are concrete tiles on the roof. And they, with all the mould getting in them, so over time with the mould in it, it's like having piss on a carpet and stuff like that, and shit on a carpet. If you leave it, it actually eats. Because I've seen it at houses that I've cleaned up before on cleaning jobs I used to do, and places that I've gone and cleaned and helped out before. And piss can eat into the carpet over time, which becomes like an acid or shit, certain shits and stuff. Not all of them, it depends on the acidity within them. And so when it comes to mold, and it's the same with bird poo and stuff like that. They got acidicity rates in them, and if you leave them on your car too long, they can eat through your paint and stuff like that. That's my stepdad's a panel beater. That's where I learnt that from. And same with fruits and stuff like that. And that's why they can have bad ones because they eat fruit, and peel it out and stuff like that. But yeah. So when it comes to old age, when it comes to these tiles, is that they eat into way so you can get little marks and that of the definitely they've been painted because these ones here I can tell underneath. Some of them are totally all the way through, so they'll dull out, but the colour will always be there. But the painted ones, you start to see the concrete, which I see it's like a concrete colour, it's thin layer, and or they've only dunked it or something like that, and it's coming away. You can repaint them. This is what they do: roof seal, roof. They do jobs like this, and you can just go out there and paint. You have a certain paint and stuff like that. And when you go to do it, they got to pressure wash it, and then you can fix up all the gaps. Right? And they try to color code or use the paint they're using and put it into the mortar, and it's a more finer mortar and stuff. There's different types of mortars you can get for better purposes and stuff like that, and last longer and all that kind of thing. And then they mortar up all the gaps, in certain areas. You see all the mortar, and over time it comes apart and then falls off. Right, it just naturally does with the heat, and it cracking and drying and shrinking. Right, and that's what this roof's doing. And definitely the corners, they start corners, and birds like do a bird nest, like one of them's done up here, so I'm going to go check it out. And the tiles cracked a bit, and I remember one doing a while back, and I fixed it up with a bit of silicon that I had, but it was just regular silicon because you're meant to get properly tile silicon and stuff, which I'm going to go check out if I can. And hopefully it's not too costly. I'm working into the budget. And I'm going to get some mortar anyway. I'll see if I can get the finer mortar. But you can use this regular mortar, just quickly patch it up, and you can always put finer mortar on it later. But regular mortar works alright, as far as I know. But I'll see what I can do. If not, I'm going to put some regular mortar because something there is better than nothing. And fix up a couple little areas where they've come out, and replug and clean it all up. So I'll be going, and with some cracks on the tiles too. You can put some are gone missing as they get washed away and that, but a lot of them are still there. And you just put them back, and you put a little bit of the tile silicon glue and go. Definitely, if they're too big of a crack, like if they're the edge ones are not too bad. They still, you can get most water repelled. Depends on how big of a chunk it comes off. But the ones that go right across the middle, which this house has had, it's had a few repairs. I can already see with that tile thing, and it's still on there, really good too. That stuff works good. Well, the one they used, and you fix the tile. You just seal it up, and then give it a paint if you want. If not, if it's just one line, if it's a clear one like that one, you won't really notice it until you get up there anyway and have a look. And you fix up the tiles. If you don't want to do all that, and you got too many of them, because over time people do get a lot. Depends on how often you get on your roof and whatever has happened. Because getting on your roof, if you're not careful and you're too heavy and you just walk around, that they can crack. But tiles do crack as well because they get brittle with the heat, all that kind of thing at the age. And some are just not as good as others and all the rest of it. But that's what I'm going to be doing next, and I'll show you when I get to that part. I just got to pressure wash one little part in the quarter, but I still got to get to Bunnings and trying to get a friend to give us a lift. We've sent some messages and stuff. I'm trying not to spend money for a taxi as we need to get border and it's heavy. We can go for a walk and use the bike. We've done that a few times, but we're hoping we can get a lift. But in the end, you wait, a week or so if you get stories and stuff. You can only wait so long, and then you got to go do the hard thing. And then when it's happened, you know what, you get a lot with a lot of people, and they're like, "Oh, we're willing to help you," and it's like, "Yeah, way too late, mate." But that thing kind of happens a lot, or it doesn't. It just happens every now and then. It all depends, eh? But with us, we haven't had help for a while now. Definitely now I'm spiritual, like I said, and a lot of people obviously think we're weird or something like that. Might be a reason why. But you always get the excuses, hey, you know the best excuse for a worker, and I've worked before and didn't use this excuse and still helped plenty of people, is that, I've been working a lot, I'm just too busy. But you get that, right? And if you only ask and it's only that one time, you get that it doesn't happen. But imagine asking people, whenever you can, it's going to be you, and then nothing ever happens. You get a bit worried, and then you get the other excuses. Oh, sorry, I forgot. And you know how it goes, people. We get that. That's the thing that we're getting a lot. But things can happen. You just never know, eh? They just bitching about it. You just move on, like I just said. Have a good one, everyone, and see yous later.